Hi, I'm Hadley, here with today's Healthcare Minute. Today's question is, what's the latest in the congressional investigation into how states use federal funds in their efforts to create exchanges under the Affordable Care Act? Well, you may recall that the federal government sent out about $4.5 billion in federal grants to states to create their own exchanges. But many of those state-based exchanges, like those in Oregon, Hawaii, Maryland, Minnesota, Vermont, and several others, ultimately failed. So the question became, what happened to those federal funds, and how can federal taxpayers get some of that money back? So, Acting Administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Andy Slavitt, testified before a congressional committee and said that the federal government was going to use their oversight powers and try to recoup some of the money that went out to states that ultimately failed at creating their own exchanges. He also said that about $200 million had already been returned to the federal government, but documentation later did not support this claim. In fact, just recently, the House Energy and Commerce Committee released a report showing that only about $21.5 million had stayed with the federal government. And it's not as if this money had been recouped either. It's money that never went out in the first place. Tune in again next time for another Healthcare Minute, and if you have a question that you'd like for us to answer, tweet to us at A Bridge to Better.